Hey folks, Sandamtod here. Okay, this shit kind of took a left turn. I was going to do a video for y'all about a couple of box games I'd picked up off of eBay. I recently rediscovered eBay in a way. I hadn't done eBay in a long time because I didn't, back in the beginning when they first switched over to using PayPal and all that, I didn't want to get a PayPal account at the time because it was a little more difficult, or a little more, it was structured differently than it is now, and I just didn't want to deal with it, so I kind of started buying my stuff on Amazon. But recently I went back to eBay, and so that was kind of a blessing and a curse, because now I'm buying more retro stuff again online on eBay. I bought a couple of games, and I've got one more on the way, box Nintendo games. Nothing really exciting, but I'll show you the two that I picked up. But I was going to do that video with that and kind of showing a few of these pop guys I picked up, because I have a problem with that as well. And then I was going to shoot a separate video about some this thing of controllers I have here, and all these freaking controllers. But I have controllers over there too, and it all started because I hate the fucking N64 controller. This thing, I don't like this controller style. I never have. But I've got a ton of them. Look, there's 2, 3. That's just here. 4, 5. That's just in that tub. I know there's more in here. I see at least 3 more, 4 more. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. I need to be a little careful with them. 4. You know, I don't, just because I don't like it doesn't mean I want to tear my stuff up. But still, look at that. And there's probably a couple more in there. But I don't like them. And I know I've got a Pikachu one in the other room with that 64. Here's a 64. Hey, you know. There's a bunch of power supplies and stuff in here too. And that's the thing, I don't even have all my controllers together, because here's a Super NES controller in here, a regular PlayStation controller with no analog sticks or vibration, a 3-button Sega controller, at least has a long cord, rumble packs, see, that looks like a Sega gun. Yeah, there's a Sega light phaser. That might be the only one I have, a Sega gun. I might leave that out. That was buried in the bottom of the tub, in the very bottom tub of the bottom closet. There's a Sega. Well, that's because all the Master. There's the Master System right there. Sega controller. I got that Master System on eBay back in like the 2000s, and I literally paid more. I think the guy paid more to ship it to me than I paid for winning the auction. I mean, it was like $4 or $5. I don't even know what model this is. I know different ones had a little built-in game, and different ones had different things. I don't really remember if there was a way to tell off of the, and I know this camera sucks ass. I thought about buying a new camera. I looked at some, as far as like a flipped camera that maybe had a wider screen or something, but I don't know. I just don't shoot enough videos. I figured when this one finally died, I might upgrade. But I don't know. But I know they had some. But this is the only Sega Master System I have, so I should really take pretty good care of it. Or get another one. Well, I should still take good care of it. I got obsessed with the PlayStations for a while, if you'll remember. I was trying to get different model numbers. I can't tell by just looking. You got to look on the bottom. But the really old ones had audio-visual jacks on the back and stuff. Let me see. Here's another one. Let's see. It's a 7501. This is one of the best ones, the most stable ones. 5501. I was getting these for like $2 and $3 a piece. That one looks a little rusty around there, or dirty. Dirty or I don't think that's rust. It could be though. No, that's dirt. I picked it up. Hey, look, it's got a red crayon writing on it. It was $6.98. They marked it down to $3.98, and then I got this baby for $1.98. All right, that's a bargain. 5501 as well. Now that's finding a retro deal. Even if you don't give a shit. It's like, wow, I'm excited. That one had a price written on it or something, but I can't tell. I wasn't paying very much at all for these because that button was wanting to stick. Come on, button. There, I think I popped it up. There we go. Just needs a little TLC, a little cleaning. So those are pretty much all 5501s, not that you care. Let's see here. Sega Genesis Model 2. I don't know if you can read that. $3.98. I don't know if it came with any of the hookups or anything, because it's just loose here like this, but it might have had controllers plugged in or the cords plugged in. It might have been $4 for the whole thing. But I got off track because I was telling you, I was looking, I have this controller for the 64, which I do like, but I noticed that the joystick, the little thumb thing is missing, and I don't know where it is. I wasn't looking specifically. I was looking to see if I had another one of these, and actually I don't. So I was kind of looking to see if the thumb things were, how they were attached to the 64. I found a bag of loose parts that I had, and I found one, but it's not the same kind of deal, because this looks like it pushes onto a stem of some kind. So I might have to cut the end off, kind of where that ball connects to it, and I don't know how to maybe make a hole in it in some fashion to get it to fit over this stem. If I can't find it, I'm going to really look around, like under my, because it was one of these hanging controllers, so I'm going to look around over here. I don't, I hate to say it, but I don't vacuum in here that often, so I'm thinking one of the cats might have pulled it off there, or if it came off, they might have knocked it off underneath the dresser or something. I'm scared to look under there. Vent from a 360. I better leave that controller out, considering it's the one that started this mess. Well, now I think the controller-only video is kind of out the window. Hey, a PS2, a Model 1, $12.96. It's missing the little cover on the back. Actually, this one may have had a network adapter attached to it. I think I gotta have the bag. I gotta have a bag cover for this somewhere, probably in another tub, because I have one hooked up that's got the hard drive in it with the mod, the mod in it and stuff that Big Daddy Darth helped me get set up a long time back, and so that one had to have had a cover on the back. So there's got to be some floating around here somewhere. That is just nothing. Those are the games we looked at last week, or a week or two ago. I don't remember. I guess I could look through some of these controllers for a second. It's just a big mess at the moment, because I pulled that down on accident, so all of them came down. That's a Dreamcast controller, a black one, with the rumble pack. I always like these controllers. I like the little window and the little stuff you would have. Like when you're playing Resident Evil, the little heartbeat monitor would come up on there and stuff. I always thought that was really neat. That is, if you had the right pack. See, I got a black card pack in there. I forget what these things are called. VU card. No, I don't even remember. At the moment, it's just a memory cardy thing. Yeah, I have pretty much all the colors except I think I'm missing a yellow one of these. I have blue, green, black, normal color, red, I think I have a red one and a brand new one, regular one in the box. I know I have a red one that's brand new in the box. When Vintage Stock first came to town, they had a lot of stuff like that, and they had some brand new Dreamcast controllers for, $7 or $8, and I bought 2 of them. Here's a big piece of shit. The Power Glove. I bought this when I was 16, 17, so this is my original Power Glove. It's right-handed glove. The elastic in the finger started giving out. I kind of had to sew it. You almost need something around the whole tip of the finger. Like, they should have put rubber or something around the whole end to keep them more close to your hand. You almost got to use like Velcro. It would be like if you put Velcro around it, I guess, maybe. You can buy that roll Velcro or something. I don't know if it's worth that much of your time to put it on because it hardly works. It does still work, the controller. I have the booklet on. Actually, it came with 2 different booklets. I don't know offhand. Well, there's one of them. I don't know offhand where both of them are, but here's one of them. The Power Program Guide. And it tells you this thing got a little wet at some point. Not like super wet, but it's wavy. Arm position. Look at that guy's hair. Achy breaky. Shows different programs and tells you, I think it tells you what these kind of work best for what games. I don't know. There was another book that's basically the same, but I think it's in color. I don't know why they gave you 2 different books. Yeah, there was a way to just use the pad on it. And it had a turbo on the controller as well, which I thought at the time, but I was probably just a stupid kid that wanted to believe it, that the turbo on it was faster than the NES Max turbo. But it was a pain in the ass to use that controller as a regular controller because it's hooked to the glove. It's not like it pulled loose. Look at all that dust on those. I mean, that's what I'm saying. The stuff's hung around. I really almost need to box a bunch of these controllers up that are even hanging because I'm not using it. The NES Nintendo Zapper, a gray one. I think I've got an orange one or 2 around here as well. I always wanted to get one in the box. I never did. There's an orange one. I don't know if any of these are my original. I really don't remember. I have to have my original one, so if I have more than one gray, and it was gray, but I don't know if I have more than one. This is a game gun for the Sega CD. I don't know exactly what games you can use it for, because like, what's the other game? Lethal Enforcers. They have their own guns for that. So I'm not sure. I think you can use this in Corpse Killer, but I'm not sure 100%. My game gun for the 3DO is up there, and it looks exactly the same. The only difference is the plug-in. So I found this one time, and because that one was pricey as hell at the time. I don't know if it's gone up or down or sideways now, but I wanted it because I had 3DO and I had some games, and now that I have it, I've never played them. Well, here's a, sorry, yeah, I just noticed, here's a GameCube, generic GameCube controller with a broken thing like that. My cousin gave me a bunch of joysticks, because he had a GameCube and it died, so that was, or that could have came from those storage units that my grandmother had that I helped clear out. Because I'm not going to buy something that's all broke. This one too, it looks like the thing is chewed up, the deal, or it's missing a piece, another piece that goes on it or something. I don't know. Not a big deal. I've got about 20. I've got a Wavebird anyway, so I use it usually. Regular Super Nintendo controller. Regular Dreamcast controller. This is exciting. Nintendo mouse. It's dirty as hell and off-colored because it's the only one I have, and I think I got it for $1 at the thrift store. And I do have Mario Paint. I think somebody gave me Mario Paint because I didn't have it, and I found the mouse, and I was like, well, now I need to get something to play for it, or use it for, and I think somebody sent me something. So I have a tendency to not shoot the bucket while I'm, like, talking. Super Nintendo again. Here's another off-brandy controller. It looks like it's googly-eyed. Shouldn't that be centered? It looks like it's not in the right position. I don't know if I fucked these up by throwing them in the container and just not giving a fuck. But, you know what? No, because the Nintendo ones look fine. It's just those off-brand ones. They might work even. I mean, the one looks busted as hell, but the other one might work even though it's not centered, just because it's a generic-y one. Yeah, there's another purple one for the official one. I know I've got some silver one around here too. Hey, a 3-button Genesis Mega Fire controller. It's turbo, individual turbo for each button on a 3-button controller. Awesome. Awesome. This is what I always used on the Sega Genesis, was the 6-button controller. Got a couple of those. Get this Atari joystick out of there. Hey, this is a pretty good. This is in nice shape, though. Is it original? I don't know if there's a copyright on it. I don't know if they did have them originally or not. Well, it is an Atari one, and it says. I don't know if that's a number or if it says Taiwan. I think it says Taiwan. I think it's original. What the hell is this for? Is that a ColecoVision controller? No. What the hell is that? That's an Atari number pad. Sorry. I was like, what the hell is that? Sorry, I don't know everything about everything. Believe it or not, I don't. Here's a Genesis controller with the red lettering and the red arrows on it that was 3-button. Some of them don't have the red. I'm trying to... I don't know if I dug far enough down in there. I don't know. No biggie. NES Max. I've got a couple of those floating around. So one of them fell off the door a minute ago. I got a brand new one up there. Okay. I got a few of these, just regular old PlayStation, kind of a doggy bone kind of thing. Alright, 3DO controllers. These are the 3DO. These are the only, like, 6-button kind of fighting controllers they made, and they're kind of googly. Kind of weird to get kind of used to. But if you want to play Street Fighter and stuff on there, I was trying to remember what Street Fighter is, but to tell you the truth, I couldn't remember offhand. You really need the 6-button ones. And I believe Mitch Hall, Wasp Spray, helped me out a long time ago with getting another one. I found one, I think, somewhere, and he found another one and picked it up for me. And I don't remember if we did a trade or he just sent it to me. He was cool like that. He might have just sent it to me. There's a regular Panasonic 3-button, and it does have like a cracked daisy chain port cover. Gold Star 3-button with no cover. A Gold Star 3-button with a cover. I guess I just kind of combine these videos. This looks like a shitload of Nintendo controllers. There's a PlayStation 1, I believe, with the analog. Yeah, it doesn't say DualShock. I think that's PlayStation 1 with the analog and the vibration. There's another one. Good to have them in pairs. Hey, what's better than two? Three. Three gray ones. Here's a dark gray, just regular one with no analog. These are my favorite ones, kind of these translucent teal. That one also doesn't say, but it is got this stuff. I think you could use them on the PlayStation 2 anyway, even if they were PlayStation 1. This is back when there was cords, baby. Cords everywhere. I did notice when some of the stuff fell off the door, like this one here, this red Sony PlayStation, this was actually for the Mini. And the reason why I know that is because the controller end that plugs into the system is rounded like that. And all the regular ones were like that. When they might have switched the style over time, but it was by the time they had switched to the PS1 Mini, that over there, that they had rounded the edges on those. So that's a later in life PS1 controller, if not one that came with a Mini. Now the rest of this tub is all Nintendo 2-button controllers. There's a couple dog bones, and the rest of them are all just regular, and they're name brand because I was buying these anytime I ran into a Nintendo controller. I was buying them name brand ones. So we got, and I don't know if this is all that I have, but this is all that's in this bucket. 1, 2. I guess we can make a little pile. Why not? This is already a freaking mess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All of them work. I took all these apart and cleaned them and checked them on the system. And these things are durable as hell. 8, 9. 10, 11. I don't think that's all. I know I have 2 more in the boxed Rob the Robot set, so that's 13 at least. Lucky 13. Well, and then I have 2 dog bone ones here. So we have 2 dog boners, and I have the Model 2 Nintendo. It's buried back behind that question mark thing, kind of next to the Night Trap and stuff that's on that shelf. But there's a top loader, even though I don't think it. Yeah, the vertical line thing is a problem with the top loader, even though it seems to be a little more stable. And I prefer the original. That's why I bought so many extra pin connectors. And I believe that one down there, like I said, has the famed gold pin connector. I don't know. I don't know. I always heard those were supposed to last forever, but I don't know. I mean, eventually, even at that, even if the pins don't corrode, they're gonna eventually get bent down, and you're gonna have to go in and bend them back up. Sorry if I'm Sorry if I'm just shooting the fucking floor. Sorry about my language as well. Thought I had some other... Well, I've got another NES Max floating out here. A Super Nintendo. I tried to keep one of everything kind of out. That's my black Dreamcast controller because it goes with the black Sega Sports model. I hated the Sega Sports logo, but it was the only black Dreamcast they made was the Sega Sports one. So if you wanted it, you had to get the one that said Sega Sports on it. And I'm like, oh great, I don't really care about sports at all, but sure. This is kind of one of the only few that I notice offhand off-brand controller-looking thing, and it's ate up. Like, I don't know if it's rubber or something, and I think I even tried to clean this, and it doesn't look good. I don't know why I didn't toss it. Well, because it's got the PlayStation logo on it, and it says EA Sports, so I thought maybe it might be a special controller or something, but it's just, I don't know how to clean it, really. Advantage. This is the only advantage I have. This is the only advantage I have in life. Like I said, the only reason I ever bought any more of these, I could have picked up a couple of them for $5 each over the years, but I mean, how many do you need? It plugs in 2-player. I mean, you only need one to plug into both slots. So, you know, if you want to get fancy and just plug the first player into both into both slots, I guess you could use 2 of them. But I was always waiting to see if I could get one boxed. And tell you what, I looked on eBay this week for one, and it was $80 to get one in the box, which isn't super outrageous, but it ain't cheap. But it did come with all the manuals and the styrofoam inside the box and everything. And I was like, well, I didn't get it. Let's see what else we have here. Not much. Xbox. Here's the silver GameCube controller. Yeah, it's got a little bit of play in that, but it's not like really broken. I think I've got, this is, for some reason I have a Virtual Boy I've never owned a Virtual Boy or anything to do with it in my life. I think I found this at the thrift store for like $2, just this piece, the controller piece, and so I bought it, just for the hell of it. Figured, hey, maybe one day I will own a Virtual Boy, and if I do, I'll have a spare controller piece. So anyway, after all this fucking mess, I guess this is a video. I reorganized some of that stuff over there. I took my 3DO games and boxed them up, and I put the Nintendo games over there. Like I said, I put the Everett Lendl over there that I got recently, and then I got 2 new ones. I might actually try to clean some of this up and sit down, and I'll show you the new ones, and I'll show you the Pop guys, even though you probably don't care about the Pop guys. And I don't know. I've been trying to kind of organize some of this stuff and thinking about trying to do some different things. I had bought a video capture thing for my VCR so I could record off some old VCR tapes onto my PC. But I think it'll work for like video game systems that have the audio-visual cord jacks. So I'm thinking about trying the 3DO and a couple other systems and see if I can't do some live capture off systems directly. You know, maybe I could even hook up my Xbox, because I do have a Xbox RCA cable, and I have all my emulators on there, and I could play anything pretty much to a certain age. And as I was going through this shit, though, I found this, and I was glad I did. I might just show this when I sit down, but this is that shitload of instruction books and stuff that guy gave me that I couldn't find. I found it, and I found some other stuff. I don't really know what all's in here, so it looks like one of my old code books and stuff, so I'm going to set this over here, and I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to organize some of this junk, get it back in the closet, and you won't know how long that'll take, but I do, and then I'll shoot a little bit of a video sitting down and talking to you, and then we'll call it a couple of vids, I guess. So anyway, and I left my PS3 on the whole time, deleting some stuff off of it. But that's it. Well, really, like I said, all this started because I was looking for that one little tip to that one controller, and now I've got a big mess on my hands. So anyway, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for coming by, folks. I'll see you here in a minute in a different video. I'll probably be posting both on the same day. So anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye.